Today we're going to be doing new Discmania versus old Discmania, and this is the molds that we have. Two new unthrown C-line FD3s, Discmania made, Innova-made. Two P2s, Innova-made. This one I threw at 2021 Worlds in a brand new double stamped P2. We have two brand new C-line MD3s, Innova-made, Discmania-made, and then two S-line PDs. Lone Howl 2, Lone Howl 2, and then a stock S-line PD. That's it. Let's get after it. So my main goal of this video is to kind of show you the differences between flight, maybe some profile differences, but overall they're pretty similar discs. The PD might be a little taller on the bottom than the Innova-made PD, but got a little headwind. Gonna hang them out right, maybe let them turn. We're at the Logic Taylor Ranch, gonna play a 9-hole loop, and that's about it. First up, Discmania PD. That did not go very far. Now, Lone Howl 2. I had better nose angle on that one, didn't get it near his nose up, but Innova PD went a little bit further. Now time for some FD3 up shots. Basket's over here. I'm gonna go FD3 up shot. We're at the Discmania PD. Brand new C-line FD3. Hanging out wide, had a little bit of headwind. Drop. Oh, FD3. This one still has a sticker on it. I haven't thrown it, it's got some storage wear on it, but not bad. Pretty flat, with a little bit more aggressive than the Discmania FD3. So big power hyzer, I think this might be a further shot because I have to push it further, let it stall, then come back toward the basket. About the same. Very similar in flight, not any noticeable difference out the get-go. Now we got the Discmania. No! Hung it out a little left. Should have just spun it in there. End up a P2. Oh! On to the next one. Still tied. Discmania's up first. I'm gonna just try to throw hyzer, not going for the pin here. It's probably out of my reach for a PD. Just gonna go stock hyzer at this tank with the buffalo on it. That way we can see if there's any true flight differences. It's a pretty dang good shot. See if I can replicate that. Learn how to. Again, a little bit inside. Very similar flight though. So Discmania kind of got it close. So for those that don't know, Discmania started out as a marketing company. They outsourced their product to Innova from about 2006 till 2021. Discmania then announced they were breaking away from Innova and that they were going to start manufacturing their own discs. So this is the old original P2, and this is the new Discmania made P2. They're very similar. Discmania is trying to mimic the flights as close as they can without completely mimicking the mold. But through the PDGA, you have to get PDGA discs approved. You can't just go copycatting everybody's discs. You gotta make minor changes, minute changes, and see if people like it and see if it's a good change. The Innova PD is about 30 feet shorter than the Discmania PD. So we're gonna go P2 upshot, little fan grip, hanging out right, let it come back in. Drop. Do it. Oh! That was sick. See if the Discmania P2 can do that. Hanging out right. Give it a good run. Oh, it's inside. Sit. They're both right there. Dang, they're right beside each other. Discmania P2. historically speaking, the difference between these two P2s is the new P2 may be a little bit deeper and it has a more aggressive bite at the end. From personal experience, from the old Innova P2, I could get these to beat up pretty quick and then start drifting right and have them as a throwing putter. With the new Innova P2, these things are really torque resistant, and so power throwers really enjoy throwing the P2. I've got my blue one beat up, I've had for about 1.5 years to where now it's finally starting to turn. So this isn't quite your traditional like DX D-line plastic. It's a little bit more malleable maybe, and a little bit more tacky, and this is more kind of brittle. It's still got some tackiness, but they're very similar, but the new Discmania P2 may be a bit more overstable. We got a tailwind. I want to try to flex these right up the middle, see if I can give myself a look for 2. It's not super likely though. So same order, Discmania P2, or P2. First up, Discmania PD. There we go. We're out in the open. Next up, Lone How 2, Innova PT. Oh my gosh, Innova PD. There we go. Losing my mind today. It's early. Those discs are almost identical. I don't know how else to put. So for a question for you guys at home, do you think Discmania is doing a good job of remaking these molds? Or do you think it's a completely different disc? Some of you may say no, it's a completely different disc, which is technically right. It is a completely different disc, but are they getting it close enough to the original mold, trying to remimic their lineup? Let me know in the comments, please. Seriously though, look how close these discs are. Discmania, Innova. Pretty much the same dang disc. I think the Discmania PD would have been right there if I'd have gave it height. But let's do some more P2 up shots. Discmania spinny floating bid. It's right there. Still tied. So I think we're done throwing the PD to the later hole. So next up, off the tee is the MD3s. Pretty dang similar. See if they fly the same. Still Discmania's box. Still tied after 3. That's an MD3 shot if I've ever seen one. Next up, Innova MD3. If I could replicate that, that'd be insane. Oh no. We are in the tree, safe. The Innova MD3 might be a little more overstable. And there is my safe Innova MD3. And tap in Discmania, park job. Oh, let's go. Hole 5, it probably plays 330 uphill. I'm gonna throw these MD3s again and really try to compare them, because that last hole was a pretty short hole and the nose angles might have been a little different. This hole, I've got to get them up to speed, get them up to power, and then we can see if there is seriously a true difference between Innova and Discmania MD3s. So first up, same order, Discmania MD3. Woo! Man, that didn't sound good. Now the Innova MD3. Oh yeah. Discmania MD3 definitely has more turn to it once you get up to speed. I thought I threw them pretty flat. So yeah, the Innova MD3 might be a little bit more stable on the stable side, and the Discmania MD3s, the pink ones are notoriously a little bit straighter, maybe a little bit more flippy. And I've heard the blue ones are a little bit more overstable. So the blue C-Line MD3 might be a little bit more comparable to the Innova MD3, but that's okay. Let's do some more P2 up shots. Discmania first. I think this is just in my jump putt range. Spinny floaty bit, sorry. Gotta do it. Do it. Oh! Never had a chance to go in. Left it low. I'm kind of in the crap. So, P2. Yeah. I'm gonna try to bend it around here. Those are tap-ins. So those MD3s definitely vary a little bit in stability. On this hole, I'm gonna change it up. Gonna go FD3s, little flex backhand. Let it come back to the left, try to get myself a putt. Same order, Discmania first. Get down. Oh. Dang, that was actually a pretty good shot. Try to replicate it with the Innova FD3. Come on, get over safe, come on. We're safe. I might have blocked that, but we're barely safe. First up is Discmania. Found the FD3, you gain a stroke. So I guess it's a PD hole because both the PDs are within 10 feet. Got the putters. So spinny floaty bed underneath it. What did I hit? You're joking. You're joking. That is quite unfortunate. That makes me sad face. Alrighty, Discmania's up, and Discmania might take a one-stroke lead after this. Wow. Oh! See how it has that bite at the end? That's probably the main difference between an Innova P2 and a Discmania P2. Innova P2. Gosh, dang it. So since Discmania is remaking these new molds that Innova used to produce for them, which mold are you most excited for Discmania to retool and remake? Personally, me, PD2. The DD3 can be an overstable driver for me, but you've just got to find the perfect ones. I'm really looking forward to a fast, very overstable distance driver from Discmania. Some DD3s are really overstable, like the solid white Cloudbreaker 3s. Those were super domey and pretty dang overstable, and they were close to the old pinned S-line PD2s. But I'm curious to see what plastic Discmania comes out with the prototypes, and like the prototype PD2. Do you think it will be C-line? Do you think it'll be metal flake like the European Open MD5s? Do you think it will be chroma? Or do you think it'll be like a mystery box thing where they're making these new molds in our different lines, like the Neo FD? Neo's an evolution line plastic, but they made it in an FD mold, which is an originals mold. And then we got the C-line Instinct, also in the mystery boxes. And we also came out with a new Flex 1 C-line. So that's come out in the FD3 MD5, and supposedly the C-line Flex 1 Tactic's gonna come out as well. So keep your eyes peeled for those. I believe those are all in the mystery boxes. They might release them on the website at some time later, but I honestly couldn't tell you. But for me, PD2 is the one I'm waiting for and most excited about. On hole 8 of the challenge, this is hole 11 at Moccasin Creek. After we get done with this hole, we're gonna go to hole 18, finish out the video. I wanna go PD. I'm gonna go PD on this hole. Try to give it a good run. Discmania with the one-stroke advantage. See if they can rise to the occasion. Turn. Ah. Oh, it kicked back right. Got a 15-footer now. All right, here we go. Put a little bit more turn on it. Now get left. There we go. Yeah. Those are both pretty good shots. Now, time to make some putts. Mania's up first. Let's go. That's a tough little putt there. Alrighty, if you guys are still watching, thank you guys for sticking along. It's much appreciated by me and Alex. We enjoy doing this, making content for you guys. We're at the last hole, Discmania up by one stroke. Gonna rip on these PDs about as hard as I can, but really gonna try to get a full flight out of them. Discmania with the box. Got a tailwind. Pretty good toss. Pretty good toss. Next up, this one. Miss it. Woohoo! Barely. That one's in the middle of the fairway. Gonna go forehand FD3. The blown how to end of a got a right and left, I think, maybe 10. I think that's really good. Dude, this Discmania PD was absolutely smoked. I don't know if it's because I'm more familiar with it and I bag it. Dang. Right there, road right there, that's a freaking smash. That's how far I was getting my DD3s. Okay, got a forehand approach. Gonna go Discmania FD3. Oh yeah. Under it. This is Discmania for the win. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for watching. That was a fun video. Discmania came out on top, but the real question is there a difference between Innova-made discs and Discmania-made discs when Discmania is retooling and remaking their old molds? The answer is yes. Of course they're going to be a little bit different, but are they similar? Also, yes. The biggest difference one was the MD3, in my opinion. The pink MD3 was a little bit flippier, if not a lot of bit flippier than the old Innova MD3. FD3s were super similar. I think the PDs were the exact same disc. It was wild. The P2s, I think the Discmania P2 maybe have a little bit more bite back on the end of the flight and is a little bit more torque resistant, maybe not as glidey as the Innova P2. But overall, that was a really fun video. I enjoyed it. And if I have any advice to give you, it is to throw what you like. If you like the old Discmania molds from Innova, throw them. If you like the new Discmania molds, get on that hype train, get to throwing them. I'm throwing them, you should throw them. That's my 2 cents. That's my opinion. And like always, stay reliant.